Are you looking for that perfect mini pen in your EDC? I got you covered. Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews, a channel dedicated to reviewing quality at different price points. Today I'm going to do a follow-up video on pens. I have a few videos on pens, and I'll have a playlist up here if you want to go watch that. But today I'm going to be talking about miniature pens, little tiny pens for your EDC. Having a pen in your pocket for everyday use, I think is really handy, and I think is really essential nowadays. My other videos on pens went into some of my favorites, as well as some bolt action pens, both really great. Today I'm going to be talking about some new pens that I've received, and they're all really small. And I'm going to be going from smallest to largest here. And some of these are going to be kind of maybe outside the tiny range. Some of these are going to be very tiny, and other ones are just going to be kind of small-ish. So it's going to have kind of a range here. Some people's threshold for what they want to carry in their pockets for being small is going to vary. So I intentionally put a lot of different sized pens here. And a lot of you guys were asking for it, so there's links down below to all of these, as well as writing samples. Yes, I have writing samples for all of these. Not a lot, but you can at least see how these write. And of course, before you get started, please consider subscribing to my channel. I think that you would really like it. I have lots of different videos on all kinds of different topics, kind of all centered on the topic of quality. I think that you'll really like it. If you like pens, I've got content on pens, so you can definitely geek out on that, with more videos on pens coming too, by the way. And stay tuned to the end, because I have a giveaway that I'm going to be giving away some of these pens. And if you want to win any of these pens, definitely check that out at the end of the video. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Best EDC pens. Let's go. So the first one we're going to get to is the Slughouse Nano Pen. I've reviewed this before in my previous video about best EDC pens, but it deserves a special second chance in this video because it's just so small. It's one of my favorite EDC small pens. It is tiny. It is probably the tiniest pen I have ever seen before that is actually writable. I believe this was funded on Kickstarter, and that's how it started. It ended up being a successful campaign, and this is the result. It weighs less than an ounce. The size is smaller than a key, and it fits on your keychain with ease. You don't even know it's there, which is one reason why I really like this. And the price on this is $20 for a pack of 3, which is a great deal for a great EDC pen. This is a pen that I really recommend just to have on hand at any time. Anytime you need a pen, it's easy to go to this one. It's not the easiest pen to write with because it's so small, but it's usable. One of the downsides is that you can't refill this. It has its own unique cartridge for this type of pen, so once you use it, you kind of just have to throw it away, which is one thing I really hate about it. But for $20 for a pack of 3, for something that you probably don't use that much, I think you'll keep this on your keychain for a long time, and I think it's really well worth it. All right, so that was pretty good. Now our next choice here is the Ink Beaner by Screw Pop Tools. The Screw Pop Ink Beaner is the next size up as far as small pens. This is another one that is tiny. One benefit to this is that it comes with a number of refills, so you can get extra refills for this pen, which is one reason why I really like it and can really recommend it. Of course, it's called the Ink Beaner because it works as a carabiner, which is how you fix it on your keychains, or you can put it anywhere you want. If you want to put it on a zipper, maybe a bag, you can put it on something very easily. And when you're not attaching it to something as a carabiner, it also doubles as a bottle cap lifter, which is really cool. Now, this is another pen that is really, really small. It's about 3 inches on this, and the weight is 1 ounce. It is tiny. It's another one that I think you can put on your keychain and really not even notice that it's there. It's that small. The price on this is $6.95, which I think is a killer deal. It's an amazing value for a pen like this. For such a small pen, I think it is absolutely phenomenal. It takes up a little bit more real estate on your keychain, which is one thing that you kind of have to deal with. It's a little bit wider than maybe the Slughouse Nano, but because it carries extra refills that you can refill on the fly, and because it's still really small and very lightweight, I can really highly recommend this one. This one is fantastic. All right, my next choice here is another one that I've mentioned from my bolt action pens. This one is the Move Pen by Oliver Shaw. This one was so good that I had to mention it again just because it's so small. It's perfect for this style of video. If you like bolt action pens, this is the EDC pen to get for your keychain at least. Now, the company Oliver Shaw says this is the world's most compact and lightweight metal bolt action pen, and I believe them. It is very, very small. The bolt action is a pleasure to work with, it works really great, and it uses a Lamy M22 refill cartridge, which is maybe not something you can find at the store all the time, but you can at least get this on Amazon pretty easily. I love that it's metal, and then it comes in different types of metal. It comes in an anodized dark gray aluminum, a regular silver metallic aluminum, which is what I have, and a titanium as well. Now this move pin is just over 3 inches long, and it weighs almost half an ounce. It's incredibly lightweight and small. One downside about this is that it is usually sold out. As of this recording, it is completely sold out, which is a shame because this is an amazing bolt action pen. Because of its size, I think it's still on the harder side to write with, but it's easier than the really small ones that I've mentioned before, and it has at least a raised portion on the tip there where you can put your fingers. It makes it a little bit easier to write with, which I really appreciate. This one is a little bit more on the expensive side at $52, but I really like this a lot. Its size and weight make it easy to put on a keychain, and the fact that it has a bolt action is just really cool. I love the move pen. If you can find it, definitely check it out. All right, next choice is the Tie Pen Mini by Big Idea Design. Big Idea Design is a company that I've talked about before. I have a pen video specifically about them, really like them. But this is the smallest pen that they offer. This is a newer one that they launched pretty recently, and it is super, super small. I love Big Idea Design. I think they have a great line of pens. They're very forward thinking with their design, and this small pen is seriously a great catch from them. It is just a wonderful pen. The size on this is about 3 inches in length, and the weight is about half an ounce. It comes in several different colors, of course, and the one that I have is the titanium stonewashed. Now this pen uses a D1 type of refill, which is pretty common. You can find that in a lot of different places. It's a very small refill, which is handy for this type of pen, but because of its size, you're going to have to refill it fairly frequently if you use it a lot. It's a simple twist mechanism on the back there. You twist it to open it up and then you can just write away. Personally, I think this pen is used more for the type of person that doesn't want to put a pen on their keychain. They might want a really small, lightweight pen, but not on their keys. I think this is a great pen for maybe a watch pocket or that type of thing. Because it has a lanyard on there with a lanyard bead included, I think it really lends well to putting it in the pocket, especially in the watch pocket where you can kind of have that lanyard hanging out of your pocket. The price on this is not too bad. It's $35, which I think is a very good deal. It's certainly not the cheapest pen on the list, but I still think that's a very great value for this type of pen. Their craftsmanship at Big Idea Design and their designs I think are fantastic, and this is no exception. The Tie Mini pen is a great pocket pen out there, so definitely check this one out. All right, and the next choice here is the Pocket 6 by Shown Design. This one is another one that I've mentioned before. I have a full review of that up here if you want to go watch the full review, full thoughts, writing samples, that kind of thing. But again, this is so small that it deserves another mention here. This pen is probably my favorite of the pens that they offer, and it's the Pocket 6. The Pocket 6 is their fountain pen or their rollerball pen option. You have both options to choose from, which means if you're one of those people like me that really loves fountain pens, you can use this as an EDC fountain pen, and it is fantastic. It uses a full-size number 6 nib too, so you don't have to find a very small nib. You can find a full-size nib and just stick it on there, but the nib that it comes with is very good, which is a Jowo number 6 nib. Now, of course, Shown Design offers this in a plethora of different options, coming in different metals, different grips, different colors and anodizations. The one that I have is just a standard aluminum black color. The aluminum weighs half an ounce and is just over 3.5 inches long when it's capped. But when it's uncapped and you use it to write with, it's a little over 5 inches, which offers you a full-sized writing experience. This is one thing that I really love about Shown Design. They think about things like this to where it's pocketable, easy to use, and very, very lightweight and EDC carryable. But then when you use it, it's a full-sized experience. I love that. Also too, if you're not a big fan of fountain pens, but you really like using those type of inks, you can use this as a rollerball option, which gives you the rollerball experience, but with fountain pen types of inks. Fantastic. Now the price on the Pocket 6 starts at $118 for just a standard aluminum version. This is not for everyone, but I think this is for some people. I love fountain pens and I absolutely love this. As an EDC carry type of pen, it's fantastic. All right, next choice is the Model M pen by Allegory Goods. Allegory Goods is a company I've talked about a couple of times on the channel. Really like them. They make pens that are all wood, and this mini pen is no exception. It's made of wood as well, and it's so small. It's fantastic. The Model M is their smallest pen that they offer, and it is a gem of a pen. It's incredibly small at just over 3.5 inches long. It weighs less than an ounce, 0.7 ounces, and the refills that it uses are D1 mini refills again. It also comes with an optional touchscreen stylus on the back of the pen, so you can use your pen on your devices if you don't want to use your fingers. Now, all of that is great, but really what I think sets it apart is its use of materials for the actual design of the pen. You can get this in lots of fantastic woods, anything from Bethlehem olive wood, ancient kauri, bog oak, which is pictured here, sinker cypress, salvage teak, picklewood redwood. All of them have unique stories to tell. Now, the bog oak is sourced ethically from oaks that were in bogs for thousands of years. And the peat bogs imparted this really dark black color to the wood. It just oozes style and personality, and I really love this pen a lot. It writes really well, is very thin, very, very lightweight, so I think this is another one that is great to just put in your pocket and just use it whenever you can. I think it's just a wonderful EDC pen. Definitely check out Allegory Goods for sure. All right, I know what you're thinking here. You're thinking, where is the Fisher Space Pen Bullet Pen? And you're right, because it's right here on the list. Although it's not one of my personal favorite pens, it is a beloved pen in the community, and I can see why. It's a great small pocket pen. Now, I think if you've watched my videos before, you might have realized that I'm not a space pen type of fan. I don't really love the space pen, but I get why people do like it. It's one of those pens that has a lot of history and mojo. It's very small and very lightweight, and at $30, I think it's a great deal on an EDC pen. So that's why I have to mention it in this video. Even though I'm not personally a fan of the space pen, I can see totally why people really like it. The closed length on this is 3.75 inches. The weight is about 0.7 ounces. And when you open the cap and put it on the back to write with it, it's about 5.25 inches long, which offers you a full pen writing experience, which I think is great. Now, this uses a unique pressurized refill made by Fisher, which some people really love, and I personally do not. I think there are probably other people that don't like it as well. What I like about it is that you can write this in any orientation. It's pressurized, so you don't have to worry about the pen being in a certain orientation in order to use it. What I don't like is that it's not enjoyable to write with. I find that the ink is not flowy. It is very kind of rough and smooth and blotchy. So for me, I'm not a big fan of it. Now, I know you also might be thinking that the clip on this is in the wrong spot, and that might be true. This is a pocket-only type of pen, in my personal opinion. The clip is not secure. It will pop off and you will lose your pen. I've almost lost it a number of times, enough to know that it doesn't work. The only reason I keep this on here is just to keep it in place, and I never use the clip. This is a pocket-only type of pen. Despite that, it does have its certain charms and its mojo, and it's very small, lightweight, and $30. You can't beat that for this type of pen. If you can get over the refill itself, I think that this will be a great pen for you. All right, next on the list is the Mini Click Pen by Big Idea Design. Again, they have another one that is so small, but this time a click pen. Now, this Mini Click Pen by Big Idea Design is the next step up. This comes in at 3.81 inches, and this is one of the smallest click pens that I've ever seen. It is almost cute how small this is. This uses a D1 type of refill, and like everything that Big Idea Design makes, it's really high quality, very well made, and I love the click mechanism on this. The click mechanism is actually a joy to use. Sometimes click mechanisms are not. Sometimes they're sticky, sometimes they jump, sometimes they just don't actuate. Also, other times they're very loud, but this one is none of those things. It's very smooth, very quiet, and it is a joy to use. Anytime you use it, it fires 100% of the time. Now, like all of their pens, they offer titanium as a base color and option. They offer different colors and different finishes of the titanium as well. Now, the one that I have here is a titanium in black, and I also have it in solid copper as well. Now, the titanium is less than an ounce in weight, 0.7 ounces, and the brass and copper are just over 1 ounce, 1.1 ounces. The clip on this works great, which is one thing I love about this. If you're looking for a very, very small pen, this is one that I think that's hard to beat. It's almost a luxurious, small type of pen. If you're looking for this type of click pen, it's an easy suggestion. Fantastic pen from Big Idea Design. Okay, next up is the Classic Machine Pen by Shown Design. Now, this is another one I have a full review of on my channel if you want to go and watch this. This is just such a cool design. I think one of the most revolutionary designs in a pen for a long time. Really cool, and it's very small, but it's really great as an EDC. Now, the Classic Machine Pen by Shown Design is the next one up here, and this this one is one that really got me thinking about Shown Design. Their design and their thought about what they're doing with this pen, I think, was genius. It is one of the most perfect minimalist style pens I've ever seen. It's a fantastic design, and I think it is really worth having here. It only consists of a couple of pieces here, and it's very symmetrical from end to end. Now again, this comes in a lot of different finishes and a lot of different metals that you can choose from. The lightest and cheapest option is the aluminum pen, which is just about 1 ounce. If you go for a heavier option like what I have with the stainless steel, it's 2.8 ounces, or even heavier with brass or copper. When capped, it's about 4 inches long, and when posted, it's 5 3/4 inches long. Now the one that I have does not come with a pocket clip, which I actually prefer here, but you can also get this with a pocket clip if you really want that. Now the ink cartridge that this uses is the PR4 Fisher Space Pen refill, which is one thing that I'm not a big fan of. But you can also buy a retrofit, and you can use a D1 size cartridge if you like. That's my preferred use here, and that's what I have in my pen. If you like heftier type of pens, getting the heavier metals here I think might be your thing, because they do feel heavier in the hand, and that might be a turnoff to some people, but I personally like it. But again, if you like the lighter weight option, then aluminum is the way to go. Definitely check out Shown Design, and definitely check out their machine pen. They have a ton of different colors and just beautiful pens here, and I absolutely love this classic machine pen. Fantastic. All right, next choice is the Tactile Turn Side Click pen. Now this one is their mini pen, which is their smallest size that they offer, but it's getting up there as far as size in the hand, but it's still very small. And it's by Tactile Turn, which is a company I've recommended before a few times on the channel. Really like them a lot. Now this Side Click pen by Tactile Turn is another one that just really makes me love Tactile Turn. They just have an amazing aesthetic. They have amazing quality for their pens, and this new Side Click from them is absolutely fantastic. I've mentioned Tactile Turn before on the channel, especially with my bolt-on pens video. They make some of the best machine pens I've ever seen. They're just absolutely stellar. What I love about Tactile Turn is everything that you see is almost the same price across the board. You can get it in titanium, copper, bronze, and zirconium. You can get it in a standard, short, or mini size. And apart from the zirconium, all the sizes and all of the metals are $99. $99 is not inexpensive. It's pricier than getting a Fisher Space Pen, for example, but you get something in return, and what you get is just exceptional quality, exceptional craftsmanship, and just a really pleasurable writing experience. Now, the one shown here is the mini version, which is 4.6 inches long. It's a titanium version, which comes in at 0.9 ounces in weight. The refill that this one uses is the Pilot G2 Mini refill, which I think is fantastic. I love the Pilot G2 refill in general, and I didn't even know that they made a mini refill. So this option is perfect for me. Now, I haven't even mentioned the clip, which is a milled clip, which is absolutely perfect. And then the side click mechanism. The side click mechanism is really what brings people to this pen. You actuate the pen by using the top click up top, but to declick it, you actually use the side click on the side, which is a very satisfying experience to use this type of pen. It's really fun just to click on and off and on and off. It clicks with authority and is on the louder side, but that is one of the pleasurable experiences about this. Overall, it's one of the most satisfying pens that I've ever tried. Almost everything from Tactile Turn has this type of feel. It has a ridged texture on the side. It feels perfectly weighted. It has a perfect thickness. It's just a perfect pen. Tactile Turn does it again. Definitely check this one out, side click pen. Fantastic. All right, next is the P01 ballpoint pen by Dango. Now, I have been in the process of making a wallets video, and Dango is on the list of things that I'm going to be talking about later, but they have a pen wallet, which is really cool, and it includes one of their pens. They have a couple of different pens, and this one is kind of their medium-sized pen that they have. They have one that's even smaller than this, which I don't currently have, but this one comes with a pen wallet, and you can buy this separately if you want as well. It's starting to get up there as far as size, but it's very thin, and it's a great small-ish EDC pen. Now, the P01 Dango ballpoint pen is one of those pens that is getting into the large territory. But the reason that I put it in here is because Dango actually offers this with a pen wallet and a pen wallet conversion. Dango themselves make a lot of different products, anything from really cool wallets to watches and all these really cool pens as well. Truth be told, they have some smaller pens in their arsenal as well, but this P01 is what got my attention just because it's used with their pen wallet. set. This one comes in different colors. It is all aluminum, and it uses a Schmidt 4889 refill. Now this P01 pen is about 4.5 inches with the cap, and it weighs about 0.7 ounces. Now this pen is on the larger size, as you can see, but it is very lightweight, and as you can see, it's very thin as well. You can see a lot of people are just using this as a pen they throw in their pocket and never notice that it's there. It also comes with a paracord, which is pretty cool, and the tip on the end kind of looks a little bit on the tactical side. So I think that if you had to break glass or use it in a self-defense scenario, you could do that, I think. Dango is one of those companies that is on my radar, and I'm going to actually be talking about their wallets pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, definitely check out this pen. It's $35, and I think it's fantastic for what it is. Easily deployable with the cap, and it's just a really great pen to carry for everyday EDC. All right, next is the Grafton Mini by Everyman Company. This is a new company for me that I just found out pretty recently. Really like their pens a lot. They have a couple different sizes. This is their miniature one, which is a great small pen to have. Now they call this the Mini, but as you can see, this is the largest pen on my list. But I think this is for someone who really likes full-sized pens, but they still want to have a smaller size package. I wouldn't necessarily say this is miniature, but I would say this is on the smaller side for sure. The weight on this is just 1 ounce. I mean, it is a featherweight for its size. And the length is just under 5 inches, which to me is smaller size, full-size pen, but I'm gonna still squeak it in for the tiny pens video here. This uses a click mechanism, of course, on the top, and it is another one that is a joy to use. It is a great everyday pen, and I really like using this a lot. The grooves on the sides are great. They don't dig into your fingers, but they really hold your fingers in place. It's weighted really well. It's balanced really well. And the cartridge that this comes with is their Everyman Grafton refill cartridge, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's their own type of cartridge. I don't know if it's a rebranded cartridge from something else or if they specifically made this for this type of pen, but it also uses Fisher Space Pen refills along with Right in the Rain refills, as well as other refills if you can get them to fit. This is another one that I think is a great value here. This is $35, and I think that's a steal for what you're getting. It's a very enjoyable experience. It's a full-size pen, but on the very small size, still very lightweight, and it looks spectacular. They offer these in a few different colors, and the colors just pop. I mean, they're beautiful colors. Definitely check out Everyman Company, and for sure, check out these Grafton Minis. I think they're fantastic. All right, what did you think? Did you like any of these? Let me know what your favorite EDC pen, tiny EDC pen is down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did I miss any? I'd love to know what you think, and if you have any suggestions that are even better for smaller pens, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. I love you for it. And click that little bell so you get a notification every time I make an upload. Thank you again for watching. I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews.